Mr. Speaker, there is a fundamental contradiction on laws that I just want to point out in regards to land and us being landowners. We claim that we are landowners, and we say 97% of our country is owned by landowners. But the fact is, we are surface landowners, and it's this that I want to speak about, surface landowners. And we were rendered surface landowners in 1992 with amendments to the Mining Act. This basically means that when the moment a drill bit touches the soil, the law tells our people they are strangers on their own land. Under the 1992 Mining Act, we have rendered our people surface landowners, effectively mere tenants on their ancestral soil. They own the grass while the state claims the gold. And this is not just a legal technicality, it is the root cause of every conflict from Panguna to Pogera. And the problem with this status quo, Mr. Speaker, is that the current system treats our landowners as impacted parties to be compensated for damage. We pay them a lousy 2% in royalties to watch their mountains disappear. Now, this beggar at the gate model breeds resentment. When the people feel they are being robbed, they will pick up stones, they block roads, they shut down the very projects our national budget relies on. The Boca Contra bill sought to fix this by demanding 100% ownership, but we know that total sudden shift risks our standing with international investors. So we need a bridge, not a cliff. And the proposed middle ground that I'm suggesting is the 70-30 split. And I think that's brought in the amendments to the new Mining Act, or the proposed new Mining Act. Now, we know that the mining industry, as many extractive industry entities want to do, have very powerful lobby groups, and they will lobby against this. The fact of the matter is, this is for the best interest of all of us, who are all landowners. And we must move, therefore, from state-centric ownership to co-sovereignty. We legally recognize that 30% of the mineral wealth in situ belongs to the customary clans, and the state retains 70% to fund the national interest, our schools, hospitals, and our infrastructure for all our provinces. But royalties to equity will ensure landowners stop receiving just a handout and start receiving a dividend. As 30% owners, they are partners in the joint venture. This gives our people a real seat at the board table. They aren't just consulted at a forum, they must give informed consent as co-owners. Now, the critics would say this will scare away the mining giants. Well, I say the opposite. What scares away investors more than a change in law is a mine that is blown up or shut down because the local community feels cheated. Now, by giving landowners 30% ownership, we give them 100% reason to protect the mine. We align the villagers' interest with the investors' interest, and we trade the uncertainty of civil unrest for the stability of genuine partnership. Mr. Speaker, let us not be remembered as the parliament that presided over the exploitation of its people. Let us be the parliament that gives the true landowners back their dignity. Let us pass a law that recognizes the wealth of PNG, that it belongs to the people of PNG, not just in name but in title. Thus, I move that we consider this shared equity framework for the future of our sons and daughters. And therefore, when we do this, then we can say, truly we are landowners, and not just surface landowners. Because that's what's happened. That's what's happened. We didn't even know it in '92. Were the landowners consulted? You go and ask them now. Do they know that under the surface, under a certain depth, that's not their land? They have no idea about this. We have to be mindful of how we move on in the next 50 years. We don't want to repeat the mistakes of the last 50 years. In fact, some of those responsibilities that are upon us still remain. Amending these colonial laws, not our laws, their laws, amending them so that they become our laws, for our people, for our future. Those are my concerns that I thought I would just add, so that the good chairman and his team can take them on board. And another which I wanted to add is to do with alluvial mining, that not just alluvial mining, but mechanized alluvial mining must firmly remain in the hands of Papua New Guineans, and only Papua New Guineans. Only Papua New Guineans. With this, I just want to make a side note in regards to the previous presentation by the Deputy Prime Minister when he presented the migration report. I commend the Deputy Prime Minister for tremendous work that he is undertaking, overhauling that very important guardian of our country, the Immigration Office, and state that I want you to consider making amendments within this Immigration Act, so that people who are naturalized citizens, as is the case in some countries, when they commit serious offenses, we must have the power to strip them of their citizenship and deport them back to their countries. I say this because a number of these characters, these insidious characters, are now operating in the alluvial mining space. So those are my thoughts, and I would like to also add finally that 1992 must not be repeated. In that, if we're going to make any serious amendments that's going to affect land ownership, so that our people are relegated to being surface landowners instead of being actual landowners, we must consult the people in a referendum. They must know what we are doing in here. They sent us in here, not to abandon them at the gates of Parliament, but to bring them in here and keep them informed of what we're doing on their behalf. On their behalf, not on the behalf of mining companies or extractive industry players, but on the behalf of our people, our future generations. Thank you, Mr. Assistant Speaker.